loss can be covered. So June 2024, paper 51. This is a design question exercise. I have shared, Hassan, the paper, and actually exam session is so close now, it's overstretched situation. And A2 timetable is so much squeezed up. I think just like a very close call. Okay. Fatma, can you hear me? Hassan, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's start. This is June 2024. Paper is 41. I always repeat this slogan of paper 5 design. Paper 5 design is difficult. Normally, the question 2 is not difficult. It's a pattern question. Question number 2. Question 1 is a thinking question. Think, plan, and organize a practical. Think, plan, and organize a practical. I will repeat the marks. Defining the problem, methods of data collection, and method of analysis. Additional detail which considers smart points safety consideration. June 24, 51. Figure 1.1 shows a small solid metal cylinder of mass M, length L, and diameter D. The cylinder is heated to a uniform The cylinder is heated to a uniform temperature. The cylinder is then removed from the heat source and the cylinder is wrapped in an insulation material. This is a situation. The first page should be read very carefully. The story, I mean. So he has a cylinder and it looks to be, as he said, it's a small solid metal cylinder. So I think you people have heard this initial statement. You have the paper, you can see the screen also. Now, the temperature of the room is TR. At time T, after the cylinder starts to cool, the surface temperature of the cylinder is TC. At time T, after the cylinder starts to cool, the surface temperature of the cylinder is TC. It is suggested that TC is related to T, small t, by the relation TC minus TR is equal to ZE minus UAT upon MC, where A is the total surface area of the cylinder, C is the specific heat capacity of the metal, and U and Z are constants. So now the story comes in. He is going to heat up the cylinder and for some time then he will leave the cylinder, so cylinder will start to cool. The surface temperature of the cylinder is TC. It is suggested that TC is related to T by the relation this, where capital A is the total surface area of the cylinder, total surface area of the cylinder, and C is the specific heat capacity of the metal. Why I'm reading twice? Because I have to make this idea that you people have to read it twice. You have to understand the question well, because this is a thinking question. This is a thinking question. So now we have read the whole question. And now we come to the underlying important part. This have to be read very carefully. Cambridge says that if you fail to understand these two lines, you will not get enough marks. You can lose a lot of marks because wrong approach is not credited for any ECF in paper 5, question number 1. Plan a laboratory experiment to test the relation between T, C, and small t. Draw a diagram showing the arrangement of your equipment. Explain how the results could be used to determine values for capital U and Z. So read this read this screen again. So plan a laboratory experiment to test the relation between TC and T. Draw a diagram showing the arrangement of your equipment. Explain how the results could be used to determine values for U and Z. So variables, defining the problem, 2 marks job. Now I am here because this question is a discussion question. You can contribute any answer, wrong, right, doesn't matter. Question 1 is a thinking question. There is no fixed solution. In the marking scheme, you will see multiple options. This is a thinking question, and it means that you can think about anything, but it should be workable. It should be logical. Now I have the first question, that who will become the independent variable which I can change, and who will become the dependent variable. You people can give your feedback on the mic ideally, or on the chat if you want. Yes, Hassan, what should be the independent variable? Hassan, can you hear me? Fatma, can you reply? What should be the dependent and independent variable? Yes, I'm waiting. Please reply. Tc is the temperature. If you see the question, Tc is the temperature of the surface after some cooling,
Sir,
and
T is
small
the
t is
independent
the time.
variable.
Hassan,
Sir, T is the independent variable.
we can change it. And what about small t? Can we change it? Matlab, small t means how long you will heat it, how long you will allow it to cool. So
Sir,
small t,
TC, sir, TC is dependent. Small t is independent.
small t is independent, right? Small t is independent. You have to control it. And Tc is the dependent variable. So now, and keep Tr constant. What is Tr? Temperature of the room. How can I keep the room temperature constant?
AC, air
ठीक है.
conditioner.
And do the experiment in do not do the experiment for long, so the room temperature doesn't change. Okay, now copy this. Let me know once you have copied it. Now, procedure, method of data collection. The well-labeled apparatus diagram is needed. This is the central part of your question. Once you define the variable, once you have defined the variable, you are supposed to define the procedure. Now, here comes the thinking process, the core idea. I have to start thinking, how can I get everything? So now, Tc is the temperature after some cooling. Tr is the temperature of the room. Z is a constant, U is a constant, A is the cross-sectional area, total surface area. So this is how I have to think about the question. I have to think about the question in this way. This is the core. Now, you people have to think with me. You have to start the thinking, and this is the most important part of the paper of this question, because if you properly think everything, if you define, you manage every variable, then you are safe. Okay, what is Tc? Temperature of cylinder after some cooling. What is Tr? Tr is,
Room temperature.
yes, Tr is room temperature. What is Z? Constant. What is M? Mass of cylinder. What is C? Specific heat capacity. Acha, what is U? U is a constant. What is A? So I have done my mental work. I have marked everything. Now I know I have to find suitable apparatus for all of them. Start searching for suitable apparatus. Okay. I am taking for mass. What is this apparatus? Yes, I need feedback from you people. You have to give me feedback because this paper is a
Pan
discussion
balance
paper. Hassan, top pan balance. Why I am thinking for pan balance?
to measure mass of the cylinder.
Mass of the cylinder. Acha, length L. Use a ruler or caliper. So how I can find the length? Look at the screen. I can use meter rule. I can use vernier caliper. What is the third option for measuring L?
Micrometer, screw gauge.
Micrometer. Now look at this. This is how I can read the vernier caliper. How I find the diameter. Look at this apparatus. You can use caliper or micrometer to find the diameter. Look at this. take multiple readings and average. So I will take multiple readings of diameter and then I will take an average. Look at this, how I find the area. So any plan to find area means surface area. Look at the formula, pi dl plus pi d square. This is the formula for surface area. This is IGCSE mensuration. The total surface area is the curved surface area plus circular area, which is the base of the part. So there are two areas in a cylinder. The total area means curved surface area plus circular area. So keep all these things in your head. Now, how can I measure the time? Stopwatch or temperature sensor connected to a data logger. Stopwatch is the most common. Look, this is the stopwatch. Stopwatch can determine the time period when the cylinder would be cooling. I will use the stop clock. I can also use a sensor. This is called thermal sensor. It can record the time and the temperature both. It can record the time and temperature both. Now, to measure temperature, I have the option of thermometer. I can use a thermometer, a regular thermometer. I can also use a thermocouple. Thermocouple was in our IGCSE. It's a very sensitive apparatus. When temperature is very high or rapidly changing, then thermocouple should be used. Normally, for normal purposes, when temperature is around 100, 200, you can use normal thermometer. And other option is thermocouple. Now, how should I heat up the cylinder? In order to heat up the cylinder, I have an option, gas oven. Because this is a metal cylinder, microwave oven can be in a problem. Using microwave oven can be dangerous. So I'm suggesting gas oven. For keeping the temperature constant, I can use a water bath. What is water bath? Water bath is basically a type of thermostat apparatus. If you close the lid, put some water in it, it will maintain a constant temperature. It's a very insulated apparatus. Tong. Why the tongs are there? Because you are going to handle a hot cylinder. So you need a mechanical hand to handle the hot apparatus. Insulation material. Now we have a choice. We have a lot of choices. Insulation material, aluminum foil, thermopole, and some specific plastic sheets, cotton wool, etc. Look at these thermo insulations. Now, to determine C for cylinder. Hassan, what is C? Small c?
Specific heat capacity.
Specific heat capacity. Look at the famous apparatus, electrical apparatus. I think Hassan, I did this with you in, I think 1 or 2 days back. I have a immersion heater, a voltmeter, ammeter, a proper heating apparatus, then a power supply, and then all of this apparatus is here. Now, this is the idea. This is the diagram one. Now, I am putting, acha, I'm using this diagram one has specific, right, Nafisa. Second apparatus, this is the main, this is not the main diagram. I will use this diagram. I will use this diagram to find the specific heat capacity for the cylinder. I will immerse the cylinder in oil. I have a thermometer and I have a rheostat, I have a switch battery, and my plan is there to find, my plan is to find the specific heat capacity for the cylinder. Achha, nowadays, some students draw two diagrams like in this question. So in this paper, you have to keep a space. You have to keep a space for two diagrams, diagram one and diagram two. So now please copy this diagram. Make sure you do not use full space. You have to use half a space for diagram one. If this is a page, because diagram is having a proper space, they give a proper space for it. So my diagram one is to find the value of C. Copy the diagram and then you can update me once you have copied it. Yes, Hassan, have you copied it? Oil is a medium for heating. Oil is a medium. Basically, if you do not have oil, then you have to heat the metal directly. Heating a metal directly is a bit dangerous because metal can be strongly heated. Just like in cooking, we use water. So oil is a medium for heating. So let me know if you people have copied the diagram. Okay. Hassan, have you copied?
Yes, sir.
Now, how we apply this apparatus? Heat loss by heater is equal to heat gain by heater by oil. PT is equal to MC theta. VIT is equal to VIT. VIT is equal to MC theta. C is equal to VIT upon M theta. Now, you have to copy this. My target is to get the value of C. So let me know once you have copied it. This is a mathematical way to show how to find C. Hassan, have you copied? Now I will bring my second diagram. I have an oven in which I am going to heat up the cylinder. Then I will use the tongue to take out the cylinder and then put it for cooling on an insulated mat. I have an aluminum foil, which you people must have seen, like when you get a barbecue delivery from any restaurant, they use it, or sometimes you use it at home also. I'm using a thermocouple to monitor the temperature and I have a stand. This is a concept thinking which we have already discussed. Now you people have to copy diagram number 2. Copy diagram number 2. Thermocouple is actually on the right side. I have attached a thermocouple. Thermocouple is a very precise thermometer. It will record the temperature after some cooling. You can use mercury in glass also. I can use it, but I just want to introduce back this. Thermocouple is a thermometer and it can be used to measure the temperature by using a voltmeter scale. So what is the plan? Heat up the cylinder, put it on an insulated stand and observe the temperature after a known interval of time t. So let me know once you have copied this. It is marked insulation. Nafisa, it is insulated mat. You know, just like in homes, sometimes we put mat under the teacup so that the table is not damaged. Hassan, are you done copying? Are you clear what are we doing?
Yes.
Okay. So now we have drawn the diagram. We have discussed the plan. I'm not going to ask that we should write the whole plan because right now the time is not there. So I am going to orally discuss the plan. So how should we start? We should first take up a cylinder. Okay, we will take a cylinder. Look, we start from our thinking work. We take the cylinder like this. This is our cylinder. We put the cylinder on the pan balance, find the mass of the cylinder, take 2, 3 readings and take an average. Then I will determine the value of L. I will determine the value of the diameter. And then I will use the formula to find the surface area. Then I will be using this stop clock for this. I have selected thermocouple. I will use gas oven for heating the cylinder. I will use a water bath. Why I'm using a water bath? So that I can keep the cylinder at a constant temperature and then start experiment. Cylinder would be very hot. It's a metal. So I would be using the tong and I have selected aluminum foil for my insulation material. Now I will start the experiment to determine C. So this is my first diagram. Using the first diagram, I will determine the value of C. I will repeat the trial 3 times and take an average for C. Then here I will be first heating up the cylinder. Then using a mechanical hand tong, I will take it out and I will put it in the water bath for some time so its temperature becomes constant. Then I use aluminum foil to wrap it around the cylinder and I put it under the thermocouple and a mat is there for insulation. And then I will record the temperature, say about after 5 minutes, I will record the temperature. I will also record the room temperature and all the data is recorded in a table. And then I will alter the T. I will allow more time to cool or less time to cool. I will change the value of small t and measure Tc. So you have to give a heading process. Process you people have to write yourself, and you can send me on chat. You can leave around 8 to 9, at least 10 lines. Leave a space of 10 lines. Give the heading process, leave a space of 10 lines, and then give the heading control of variables. Okay. Now, what is the control of variable? What you will change and what you will measure, vary T and measure Tc. Copy this under the side heading. Now give a side heading analysis. Analysis is the part where you have to show some derivation. So always partition the space so that lines do not get wasted, because it's a mathematical step thing. So please now give the heading analysis. Do not write partition the space, any other instruction. TC minus TR is equal to ZE minus UAT. So can you people recall for me who was the independent variable and who was the dependent? Because here you recall it. Recall who is independent and who is independent, because that will help you to do the derivation. Recall independent variable. Recall dependent variable. Independent variable has to come on x-axis, and dependent variable has to come on y-axis. So now you people have to recall for me dependent, independent. Yes, Hassan, who was independent?
Sir, T was independent.
Small t, very good. And who was independent? Who was dependent?
TC.
Hmm. So now let's see the working. We have decided the independent. In order to remove the small e, I have to take ln on both sides. Then I have to use the property of ln. The plus will come. The power will come back. Look at these steps. Copy these steps. Any query you should ask during the derivation, copy. If you have copied till here, let me know. Yes. Hassan, have you copied it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now let's move forward this derivation. I will move it forward. And now I'm going to compare it with y is equal to mx plus c. I will compare to find yx gradient and y intercept. Look at this. Yes, Hassan, have you copied it?
Yes, sir.
Now look at this. Plot a graph of after making this whole derivation. Now we know who is going to be on y-axis. So plot a graph of ln tc minus tr against t. Relationship is valid if the graph is a straight line, but as the c is not zero, so the graph should not be passing through the origin. You have to copy this also. This is a formal sentence always there. Gradient is equal to minus UA upon MC. I need to find U, so I rearrange it for U. So also he asked me to find Z. So Z is equal to E power C. So this is all I have to show to examiner. It's a very formal thing to remember. You have to copy this also. And once you copy, please let me know. Yes, Hassan, have you copied it?
Almost, sir.
Now we are towards the end. Precautions, accuracy, and safety. Accuracy and safety precautions, whatever you can find to me. So you can mention here the cylinder would be very hot. You have to be careful. Aluminum.
Insulation and lagging for
Hmm.
you can use insulation and lagging.
Insulation, but that we already have to use now. Any
G
other precaution?
precaution, right?
Hmm.
Use gloves.
Yes, that's good.
For accuracy, repeat experiment, obviously.
And take average.
Take average.
So now these are the important precautions in every marking scheme. In every marking scheme, they will show you some points which you should read after the class, and these are always helpful because they show you what are the important things to cover. We already have covered majority of them. So this is the end of the class. This question is completed. We'll inshallah continue in our next class. Allah Hafiz.
Hafiz.